Sawadika, welcome to Thailand today here on NBT World. The first meeting of ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly (AIPA) Advisory Council on Dangerous Drugs (AIPACODD) concluded in Singapore on June 20th with the agreement of two resolutions to combat illicit drugs. The resolutions are the resolution on security, a drug-free ASEAN community for future generations, and the resolution on the terms of reference on the AIPA Advisory Council on Dangerous Drugs. According to the press release, AIPACODD's terms of reference were finalized as a major step forward in the fight against drugs. Christopher De Salva, chair of the first meeting of the AIPACODD, affirmed that these resolutions signified AIPA parliamentarians' strong and firm stance against dangerous drugs in the region. He said the fight against drugs requires constant and regular vigilance and attention. We must therefore remain resolute in the face of calls and efforts to decriminalize illicit drugs. As ASEAN, our own local and regional circumstances will guide and steer our efforts to secure drug-free ASEAN communities for our future generations. Hosted by the Parliament of Singapore from June 19 to 20, AIPACODD was attended by over 50 delegates, including parliamentarians from the 10 AIPA member parliaments, as well as the AIPA Secretariat. On February 1st, 2019, 3rd Army Region Commander Lieutenant General Thirongchai Chayakam, Director of the Steering Committee for Prevention and Suppression on Narcotics in Northern Border, has chaired a meeting with Mr. Supachai Iemsuwan, Governor of Chiang Mai Province, and other related agencies. The discussion focused on practical policies and measures in the prevention and interception of narcotics, as well as resolutions to narcotic problem. The main purpose of the meeting is to bring the strategic plan on drugs prevention and control into practices as the drugs problem seems to become more and more serious. After that, the action plan on narcotics control was devised to be in line with a 5-year strategic plan, with the objectives to reduce the number of the persons who would get involved in committing drugs-related crimes, to pull out the people from the vicious cycle of drugs crimes so that they could not cause any impacts towards society and the general public. Thailand's Narcotic Control Board held a briefing on its drug policy for 2019 on October 31st, 2018 to ensure a concerted approach among the relevant agencies across the country. Deputy Prime Minister and Justice Minister ACM Prachin Chantong chaired the meeting and stressed the importance of integrated efforts to coincide with the country's national strategy on drugs. He revealed that Thailand is now working with neighboring countries on a parallel approach to intercept contraband, while also strengthening border communities to prevent them from becoming hubs for drug trafficking. ACM Prachin added that the government must also prevent youth from falling victim to drug abuse by encouraging constructive leisure activities and raising awareness of dangers of drugs. Chiang Mai Province holds a meeting on January 29, 2019 to discuss on preparations of the second meeting of ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly (AIPA) Advisory Council on Dangerous Drugs (AIPACODD), which will be hosted by Thailand from March 12 to 15, 2019. Air Chief Marshal Chuchart Boonchai, member of the National Legislative Assembly, as chairman of the subcommittee of AIPA Advisory Council on Dangerous Drugs (AIPACODD), has chaired the meeting with Mr. Virut Pannatevi, Deputy Governor of Chiang Mai Province, and other relevant agencies to discuss preparations in various areas related to the meeting, particularly security measures, public relations, and meeting facilities. In order to encourage participation from local residents in Chiang Mai Province, many study visit programs have been planned for delegations, including study visit of the Royal Agricultural Station in Thonnon at Ban Mueang Ang, Jom Thong District, study visit for organic farming, and scientific and technology research for garden trees and fruits cultivation, and merchandising and marketing for flowers, storing and packaging at Khun Hue Hang Research Institute. From March 12 to 15, 2019, the parliamentarians of ASEAN member countries will attend the second meeting of the ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly AIPA Advisory Council on Dangerous Drugs, AIPACODD, which will be hosted by Thailand in Chiang Mai. Next break, we will talk with a special guest, Air Chief Marshal Chuchart Boonchai. He's the head of the National Legislative Assembly Delegation. Coming back after a short break.
In 1967, the Bangkok Declaration was signed in Thailand, marking the birth of ASEAN. Today, 10 Southeast Asian nations have become the sixth largest economy in the world, with 655 million people, peaceful and prosperous, with people at the heart of this community. Moving ASEAN forward to the next 50 years and beyond, ASEAN will join hands to prepare for unprecedented changes, regional and global challenges, by advancing partnership to fully connect our region and the world, together with our external partners. Create a seamless and one ASEAN in the era of the fourth industrial revolution. Benefit from the digital transformation. Utilize fully the global value chain. And enhance ASEAN centrality in the regional architecture. For a sustainable future that is people-centered, inclusive and green, by reducing economic and social gaps, enhancing human security and investing in human capital, joining the ASEAN people together so that no one is left behind. Thailand is honored and fully prepared to assume the ASEAN Chairmanship in 2019. ASEAN welcomes you to the Kingdom of Thailand and a new chapter for ASEAN. ASEAN 2019, Advancing Partnership for Sustainability.
Welcome back to Thailand today here on NBT World. To update the cooperation among AIPA member countries in the fight against the drug menace in the region, we will talk with Air Chief Marshal Chuchart Boonchai. He's the head of the National Legislative Assembly Delegation. That's all about how important of the event to support ASEAN's commitment towards a drug-free region. Sawadee ka. Welcome back to Thailand Today program, sir.
Thanks.
Well, this time we're going to talk about the second meeting of the AIPA Advisory Council of the Dangerous Drug Alternative Development towards the drug-free ASEAN community, hosted by Thailand. But before that, this is the second time. It's going to be the second time in March. So how about the first time being held in Singapore? What was the first time? So how was the atmosphere and the members feeling about having such a originated the meeting?
In Singapore, I had to join by the name of Thai delegation. In Singapore, the meeting is the nice management, and the atmosphere during the meeting is very very smooth. I think very smooth, but no more discussion because of the chairpersons could conduct.
So it's good atmosphere.
Yes.
Anyway, so we Thailand going to arrange that. So could you please, before that, could you tell us briefly about the background of the ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly AIPA Advisory Council on Dangerous Drugs?
The AIPACODD is the meeting function of AIPA, and the past time AIPACODD generated for AIPACODD meeting. This is AIPA fact-finding committee on the drug menace. But generated for AIPACODD is a certain upgrade. AIPA has all drugs. working beyond fact-finding must be enhanced AIPACODD to propose tightening cooperation with among ASEAN countries. And for the AIPACODD is take concrete action for better efficiency and coordination across the regions, and also to strengthen its role and mandate as a parliamentary tool to combat the dark menace, and is providing consideration and recommendation to executive the legislative body in order to have better coordination and combating illicit drugs.
So what significant resolutions of this first meeting of the AIPA in Singapore?
From the first AIPACODD meeting in Singapore, the resolution of securing a drug-free ASEAN community for future generation, and adopt it aim to consider legislative, administrative, social, and educational measure to protect children and youth from drug abuse, and to prevent the use of children and use in illicit product and trafficking of drug. The detail in Singapore.
In Singapore. So, so this is the first time that the ASEAN thinking about this. Is it really the first time?
The first time
to get rid of these what you call the drug-free ASEAN.
For ASEAN members, talk about the drug-free. In fact, not free. Not free. Not free.
So far, not free yet.
Not free yet. And we hope so to
try best.
To try to cooperation
and relation,
exchange information to reduce the dark circle.
We have to get rid of the country producing drug also.
Like that. I think
kind of thing. Yes.
They
have to work. It's going to be very work hard. It's going to be a hard-working business this time, right?
Yes.
We only talk. It didn't mean to to talk. No, what you call closer relations.
Yes.
So this is going to be second time.
Yes.
Very interesting. So, can you brief us the latest updates on the fight against the drug in the region following the first AIPACODD meeting?
We have set up many projects. Improve cooperation among ASEAN countries, and I turn setting role enforcement performance, sharing the best practice as knowledge in drug education.
Education is important.
Yes. So I think the importance for do that. The ASEAN country must tie to cooperation, and I said that before.
In talking, this is going to be the second time, and do you really hopeful? You really hope that something going to happen, some solution, better solution to come out this time of the meeting?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, hopeful. Yes,
hopeful.
Yeah, because it's so important. Drug is destroying everything. You know, it destroyed younger generation.
Yes.
You know, that worse than
not only ASEAN,
not only
but
the whole world, the whole
globe,
global problem actually.
Problem.
But so it's a good sign that this time ASEAN members thinking about it, trying to work hard to do something. So who are the people who will participate in the second meeting in Chiang Mai this month?
A participant is from ASEAN countries.
ASEAN countries?
Yeah.
Well, like what? Ministers, prime ministers?
Delegation from parliament.
Parliament. Oh, this is a parliamentarian. I see.
From parliament. Not the chief of.
Not the head of the state.
The head.
Oh, because it's a parliamentarian meeting. Yes. So, I mean, each country, how many? Like Singapore, how many coming in?
In the regulation, is Thai parliament will support 3.
3 persons.
Delegation.
It's going to be small ones. 3 each, what? 3
person.
30, like 30 people. That would be like 50.
Okay.
Totally.
If you want to come to join more, you self support.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. But actually, as per the invitation, we pay only we invite 3 of them. We host 3, and if the member parliamentarian wants to come in, they'll be. And why did you choose Chiang Mai?
First, for my staff, and to think of Chiang Mai is the old city and the old culture. We want to present Thai culture. And the second result is Chiang Mai is the original of Loyal Project, as you know. As we know.
Of course.
As we know. And the last, I think the ASEAN countries, and the South ASEAN is stay near Ocean near the sea, but Chiang Mai is the high mountain, high terrain. It makes them happy and good to shopping.
One bullet, many birds. We get tourism, and then I need to introduce the cultural to the rest of them, to the member, and also they can enjoy the climate. Not that warm at the moment.
And Chiang Mai people,
very nice people, very warm-hearted people. So it's a good place to invite them.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So what will be the theme of the second meeting of this AIPACODD?
The theme of this AIPACODD is alternative development towards adult-free ASEAN community. I think this theme is a benefit for ASEAN countries.
Yeah.
To select this to the main theme.
So to come into this meeting, who is the one who originated? Who is the brainchild of this?
Thailand. Because of the knowledge of the Loyal Project.
Substitute.
Yeah, substitute. Not only Thailand.
I see.
Also in around the world. At the past time when the Thai armed force came to help the task out of country, they took this knowledge to present it another country, and it's well known. Now it's well known around the world.
Allow me to tell to our audience in foreign country that what is the general is speaking, the head of the National Legislative Assembly Delegation on this council, on this as an advisory council of the dangerous drug. That is Thai people really still, we all our late king Ramadanite so much that he has initiative substitute crops for the country, because some country even in Europe country has taken this initiative to destroy, like Colombia. Colombia took the initiative of this crop substitute to be used in the country also. So that's very useful. His Majesty.
South America.
Because they are facing such a lot of drugs and all that. So what proposed of this? What proposed strategy to support ASEAN's commitment towards the drug-free region in accordance with the team?
I think I propose Loyal Project has been in action. It's more than 40 years, as we know, and had proved its efficiency in 4 years to changing illicit crop cultivation to economic crop. And the alternative development is the best on His Majesty, the late King Bhumipol, as we know. On the base that one, people provide with opportunities, and we no longer have to seek income from illicit drug, and they can live with dignity. And it will be a strategy of to dissuade people from getting involved with drug and continue in such activities. Many such cooperation projects, as you know, and based on this theory, it will be launched in ASEAN countries. And we believe that it will lead to a drug-free ASEAN in the future.
Mr. Head of the delegation, tell me, because this project or this initiative of His Majesty, the late King of Thailand, is going to be one of the topics discussed about to bring into use with other countries in ASEAN? be part of it?
The topic is will discuss about the great example of alternate model of the Royal project for the delegation, and I will take them to Ban Mueang Ang in Chiang Mai province. Ban Mueang Ang is the Thailand people. Thailand people. And after that, we take them to the internal project, Royal project. I think at the right place, and to make the fruit, the flower.
Because of the cold climate.
Cold climate.
So they can see. This is going to be, I'm sure, because the delegates will be so excited.
I hope. I hope they will happy because of when I went to join the meeting at the ASEAN countries. Not happy in other countries.
Very interesting. Okay, so we are coming back to the end of the first part of our interview. So next, we'll discuss more on the other areas of this meeting. Please stay tuned.
In 2019, Thailand is ready for ASEAN chairmanship, working together and building solidarity to increase competitiveness and innovation with the people at the center. All sectors are ready to promote unity of the ASEAN community. NBT World is excited to be a full supporter of the Thai ASEAN chairmanship. Keep up to date on ASEAN 2019 movement with NBT World.
What is AIPA? AIPA is the ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly. It consists of the 10 national parliaments of the ASEAN member states. AIPA aims to facilitate the realization of the ASEAN community based on ASEAN's 3 pillars. How does AIPA work? Imagine if ASEAN is a rickshaw, and the peoples of ASEAN are the passenger. What is AIPA? AIPA is the driver. It moves ASEAN forward. How? The ASEAN leaders declare policies. Those policies need laws to enact them. In AIPA, the parliamentarians produce resolutions, which in turn become considerations to be adopted as national laws. When did AIPA start? 10 years after the establishment of ASEAN, AIPO, which was later renamed AIPA in 2006, was created to give the ASEAN parliamentarians and the peoples of ASEAN a forum to voice their views on ASEAN matters. You might question, why is AIPA important to me? As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, we in AIPA are focused on becoming the true voice of ASEAN, the voice of the ASEAN peoples. Your voices. Our AIPA, our ASEAN.
Welcome back once again to our program. We still have Air Chief Marshal Chuchart Boonchai, who will give us more details of second meeting of the AIPACODD. So we are looking forward for the future to come very soon for the AIPACODD second time in Chiang Mai. And as you said, it's something to look for, something to entertain them, to impress them with cultural and other kind of things. So, what will be the main agendas for this the second time?
The main agenda in the second AIPACODD in Chiang Mai is about alternative development, which is the theme of the meeting, as I said.
Yes.
Alternative development theory will be discussed during the meeting.
Yes.
After the delegate from AIPA state have to visit the Mueang Ang village and come back to the meeting room. The get example of the alternative development at one of the royal project during a study visit will come to the highlight of the meeting, and the member of our meeting have knowledge about the alternative development for the team of this meeting.
This kind of alternative development is only Thailand. They don't have any other ASEAN friends, right? In their country, do they have it? No, only in Thailand.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe it's something new for them.
New
for them to learn.
Have some in Timor. Timor not member.
No,
because I said Timor
they
because
love to be.
Thai armed forces took it to Timor for UN forces.
A kind of a demonstration kind of thing.
And also no. And now I think the member of ASEAN interested in
they can do it. They can take it. If they are interested, can they acquire it? Can they bring it to their country?
Yeah.
This initiative, can they?
Yes.
They can do it. They can take it.
Can take it.
They can.
Not only in ASEAN, is in Europe or American, such as Turkey is convinced knowledge, this Royal project knowledge to English.
Nice. Look at that.
As a book.
Oh, really?
To study.
Ooh.
I have seen it.
That is really fortunate for Thai people.
Yes.
That we have we used to have His Majesty Ramanai to do for many things for us.
And it is the theme of UN. UN select the Royal project knowledge to the theme of UN to present that to the UN countries, UN member.
Tell me, sir, how do you rotate member countries? How many years? Once a year? Like last year we have Singapore?
Yeah, once a year.
Then second, this year Thailand? And then how do you rotate?
By alphabet.
Or by alphabetically?
10 years again.
Every 10 years?
Every 10 years to Thai. The last is 9 years ago, 10 years ago, the last. By alphabet, because ASEAN member is 10.
10, yes.
One by one.
About 10 years they come back.
10 years they come back. Very
this is very good. Yeah. And it's
honor
connecting.
Of Thailand, honor of Thai Parliament.
And it's so good. I'm asking this because we feel that because this is a continuation will be there, right? Because you move on year to year.
The next will be Vietnam. The next year.
Next year will
be Vietnam.
Good opportunity for you. Who visit every
I don't know.
Very interesting.
I don't know.
Well, so any joint action plan among ASEAN members to be proposed for the implementation of a drug-free ASEAN community.
There's a lot of cooperation among the ASEAN member countries. The best example is the ASEAN Narcotic Cooperation. The center was aimed to create a cooperation among ASEAN countries in sharing KM information and the best practice in combating illicit drug. The center also created a workshop in various fields to upgrade ASEAN law enforcement performance. The center can be seen as a concrete solution among ASEAN in eradicating drug from the region. I think.
Yeah. When you sit down and talk, like you said, you have to form up into rules and law, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no use. Because we talk on what to do. And supposing, what are you expecting? How many years can demolish everything?
Difficult to predict. Difficult to predict.
But more or less, but there must be law, right? And rules, right? What to do and all that.
The important is law enforcement. I think
very high. You have to be very strong.
Yeah,
law
enforcement.
Jointly.
And ASEAN member much closer to
each other. Some country of ASEAN already strong, like Malaysia. You just cannot have even bits of that.
Okay.
It's already strong punishment.
It's up to the nature of the countries.
Okay.
Not the same. Because a different environment, different culture. So Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Brunei is not the same environment, I think. But the Thai is for the location, the best way to the dark circle, because I locate among the products, production region.
The production, yes. Because Thailand is not a production.
Thailand not.
We are ending.
Allow.
We are end. We are the receiver. We're receiving the what is being produced.
Allow.
So in that case, how would you do? What is the solution? What to do with that?
The solution is maybe the people, Thai people. I think every Thai people should point to interest this problem, and the people who do his function to encounter the dark circle.
This is a request. This is a request from our Chief Marshal Chuchart to request actually for those people who really get to know it or dealing with it to report or make known so that eradication will be totally done, right?
Yes.
We're looking forward really. So what programs related to the theme will be highlighted during the event?
As I said,
Show cultural?
Yeah, the best program is, as I said.
So how many days actually? 2 days? To do 2 days meeting?
1 day.
1 day only?
The first day
15.
of
12th?
the meeting.
12 to 15, 3 days. So what first day you do?
First day is
On the 12th?
on 13. 12 is members come to
Arrival. Okay.
To
Registration.
registration.
First day on the 12th will be registration.
Yeah, and 13.
And relax. And then
13 is open ceremony.
Open ceremony.
Yeah, and after open ceremony, we'll take them to Ban Mae Ang and Royal Project.
On the same day?
Same day.
Oh, they must be
short
very
time
tight.
to open and change the clothes and come by bus to sightseeing.
Yeah.
At Ban Mae Ang is
What do we get there? What will we see there?
the
Project.
alternative Royal Project, rice Royal Project for the
grow rice or what?
the vegetable.
Vegetable.
Yeah,
Okay.
vegetable and fruit. At King Phumipol, induced them to change from
growing
drug.
puppies,
Yeah,
puppy fields into drug.
to fruit to vegetable and green vegetable.
Organic.
Organic.
Nice. This will be nice. It'll be nice.
I went there
You went
already,
there?
and I think very
Very
nice,
impressive,
very
right?
interesting to visit that.
I can imagine that, really. So what major initiatives in combating the drug problems to be presented in Thailand's country reports during this meeting?
One of the major initiatives that Thailand emphasizes on harm reduction of drug user. We have revised our strategy and promote harm reduction approach in the national drug control policy. The approach aims to reduce drug-related harm, especially negative consequences from unsafe drug. Injection contains HIV and HVC. The model starts from accessibility to harm reduction services and aftercare. For accessibility, target group can access to the service provided by both government and civil society. And I said, every people
Must help. Must join.
Must join. Harm reduction service includes addition medical service, physical and mental health services, and social services. For aftercare, target group of patients follow up by health, like professional civil society. Furthermore, I think the alternate development model, which we will promoted at the second AIPACODD, is another initiative. The late King Phumipol philosophy can be perfectly used as solution to solve narcotics crop cultivation problem, and also introduce legal ways of life for people who had previously relied upon drug cultivation.
There's no more to think about. It's just a private matter.
Yes.
It's a global. It's an everybody problem. Like you say, because that caused injection and harmful to the HIV and all that. That's a society. That is social, not personal with yourself. So great, and I'm so pleased to hear that ASEAN as a whole have been thinking about this, try to get rid of this kind of problem. So, well, my last question is, now presently they introduce about marijuana, the ganja. Ganja is being grown now, presently allowed to do so. So do you think that will lead to society, and how do they control it in this sense?
In fact, the ganja is In fact, in the past time, not illegal,
Yes.
but now the parliament legislative initiate
Yeah.
to legal, and the people or the company can grow it, but under the control, not free, not free of growing.
How about our friends, our members countries, our ASEAN? How do you feel about Thailand has opened up the door to welcome for make it to a medication?
Some country have.
Already before us?
I think
really?
but not open to
And the public.
the public.
Become medication because
Okay.
it's really very very helpful, sir. It's very helpful to be when you bring it to use as a treatment, as a medication. Right?
For the medical,
Medicine, yes.
medicine
Become
is very useful
Really?
for the theory, but we will follow it.
Okay, we'll wait and see what
Wait and
is going
see.
to happen, right? So all in all is so the second. Your hope for the second meeting of the AIPA Advisory Council on Dangerous Drug will be a successful one.
I hope so. The session of these meetings, the main idea of this solution is to promote alternative development and theory to all AIPA members. Said we believe that it's being applied to every country. It will dissuade people from becoming involved in illicit drug cultivation.
Right.
I think it's very useful for
Okay.
ASEAN member.
Okay. Right. So wish you all the best, sir, because you've been working so hard in very field. So.
Honor of Thailand and Thai people, but I take in charge.
Oh,
I will try the best.
Thank you on behalf of the people. All right, so we're ending up our program with great thanks to Air Chief Marshal Chuchart Boonchai, head of the National Legislative Assembly Delegation. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. And we are looking forward to see you again. We end up our program with thanks to you, and we hope you enjoy the show, and looking forward to see you again. Swadika.